Hello everyone. Well, the spring is almost upon us, and that means the racing about to heat up, and we head north to Ruakaka this week, as well as Taranaki. We've got Leith Innes, we've got Bevan Sweeney, and we've got Aidan Rodley taking us through all of the action this week on the form. And here is what you can look forward to. We're up to Ruakaka for Northland Breeders' Stakes Day. We'll have race trackers for you, see if the lads can find you one who might have been a bit unlucky or flew home last start. New Plymouth Interprovincial Day, the race caller's nightmare. Kiwis and Oz, we've got a couple of those over there, and we'll round things out, as always, with the best bets. Our first cab off the rank, we're taking you north to Ruakaka, Northland Breeders' Stakes Day. Leith, the track was testing there last time. What have we got Saturday?
Yeah, hey, look, it certainly was. Last time it was probably as heavy as it could ever be up there at Ruakaka. It was probably nearly a heavy 10. Look, come this week, the rail's back in the true position from the 8 metres out, and look, really nice fine days come Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So look, should be really good, even racy, especially for that rail in the true position. And
our feature is the Northland Breeders' Stakes. It is race number 6 on the program there from Ruakaka on Saturday. And here's a look at the market. Whiskey and Roses up the top of the book comes up as the favourite, has trialled since its most recent run. We'll talk about it shortly. Full Force 460, So Naive at $7. Leith, let's kick it off with Whiskey in Roses, winning on June the 8th.
Yeah, it's a while ago now, but geez, he was impressive. He won by 3.3 lengths. Obviously, Vinny was having his first ride on the horse, but he put paid to this field as well. I'm All In and Vegas Queen inside him, and look, he sprinted very quickly, and look, the ears are pricked. I think he won with a bit in hand as well.
Really, really impressive this day, and obviously beats home I'm All In, who's come out and dead heated with Chicago Jack next time round. This horse has since been to the trials and just got home beautifully at Te Rapa this day as well. Looks to be the yardstick horse on quality. Not so sure if, Leith, your weather forecast's accurate. The last I've looked at is Friday is rain and Saturday very wet. So I think we could be back into a heavy range pretty quickly up there at Ruakaka.
He's no Jamaica, that is for sure. Boy, Bellado. And they have been flying in recent times. It's a really dominant performance. Look, I'm All In was good last time. I just think there might be a little touch of more class in this particular race. And it's a race that's just got an honours list that we could go through for ages. When Stars Align really interests me. This is the trial recently. It took a pretty sharp sort of horse to knock it off on this occasion. And this horse was scintillating when we first saw it at Wellington. I know it was down the chute and they ran 103, but that's pretty quick. And then we're throwing in the deep end really into the Karaka Million. Velocious goes on by, but they gave this horse a decent hit out at the trials for Saturday. So I'm expecting a decent sort of performance from this horse, Lee.
Yeah, look, he was really good. Like you said, they gave him a hard trial where Full Force was sort of not really extended. Look, Velocious, she looked massive in that trial. Obviously, she's not in this week. But, look, I think Full Force, look, he ran third for Velocious in the Karaka Millions too from the outside barrier 11, so he done a bit of work. So, look, he's won from barrier 6 this week. I think he'll be sitting outside the leader.
Yeah, 3 horses coming out of that Karaka Million, and obviously Full Force was the pick of them. Obviously forward enough at the trials there, and the run of When Stars Align pretty good as well. Actually, So Naive went round in that Karaka Million as well, and was a 2-time winner last preparation. So, yeah, there's a bit of depth there.
Okay, well, one man who will be looking to start the season where he left off is Tristan Moodley, and he rides the Stephen Cole runner, Chicago Jack.
Yeah, we think highly of him. I mean, he's stakes placed as well. So the draw is not too good, drawn out wide, but he's got a bit of gate speed, and we're just hoping everything falls into place for him.
Well, if he can draw a gate, we get a good track, and he can leave the gates better and get into a position. It's certainly a field with a lot more depth. I think it's a nice field, and look, if he's on his game and he's just gone ahead a little bit, which we think he has, he's got to be very competitive.
Marikatu, obviously, you would have liked to have seen him do a little more at his last trial at Te Rapa, but his work since then, including on Tuesday, was excellent. He gets the blinkers back on, and right-handed track will really suit him.
Okay, and what about When Stars Align?
He's come back great. His trial was excellent at Te Rapa. His first trial at Te Awamutu was okay. He just went around, had a day out, but Te Rapa was good to see him put himself there. He's a horse that can get up on speed, what will really suit. He is weather dependent. We will put in a nomination for Taupo and the Colts and Geldings 1100, but he deserves an opportunity at some black type.
Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to his return. He did trial quite nice nearly 2 weeks ago, so he's got a big campaign in front of him, so looking forward to it.
She's a horse, in my opinion, that wants more ground, but she still needs to develop and mature first. But Kenny said that she's working really well and he can't fault her.
There's some decent insight there from especially some of the jockeys who we don't always get here on the form. Vinnie Colgan obviously has a good opinion of Whiskey and Roses, so do I. Really taken by that last start win. And on top for me in the Northland Breeders' Stakes, Leith, who did you go with?
Yeah, I'm with you as well. A-Rod, I think the barrier one, obviously you think there's going to be a rain. My weather map said not till late in the afternoon on Ruakaka after 5 o'clock. But look, Vinny really loves this horse. He's only had the one ride him, and look, his win at Ruakaka was phenomenal. He won easy, 3.3 lengths, and he had his ears pricked. So I think he's the one they all have to beat.
I'll go just a little bit outside the square here. I was pretty impressed by When Stars Align at the trials. Full Force comes out of that particular trial. I think that trial will have a big influence on Saturday's race, especially with those two pushing forward from gates that probably suit by that time of the day if that rain does arrive. So When Stars Align, Full Force, I'm having a little bit each way, but When Stars Align at double figures, Matt.
We'll take you back one race now, gents, to race number 5 on Saturday from Ruakaka. It is the Cloudsoft Accounting and Tax Advisors 1400. A couple of goodies resuming here, including the dual 3,200 metre cup winner Maharajan, first up over 1,400, a $31 chance. But Pippi is the favourite for the Chris Gibbs stable. No jockey down at the moment, $4 currently, Leith. Second, this was 2 starts ago.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky in this as well, Matt. A little bit disappointing last start. I don't know if it was a real testing heavy sort of 8-track. Understand that Chris Gibbs is actually, he was in Singapore, so he might be on a plane home. But look, she's also in the field for the 1,100 metre sprint as well, so it'll be interesting what one she runs in.
They have actually taken her out of the first, so she has been officially scratched from race 1. But yeah, it's obviously it's a decent form reference, especially around some of the others here. So yeah, definitely in the mix here. Bevan, what do you make of that form?
Well, I'm just worried really about both of them if that rain does come. Look, it was clearly a quality race last time for Pippi, and we saw quality run 1 and 2 in that. So this is probably an exception to the rule where she can step right into a race like this. I'm just worried about the track conditions around both of those horses. Seamus, he's a good horse, make no mistake about that, and the rain around probably helps his joints. Fontaine probably deserves this race. It's a horse that's been close up behind Dusty Road in recent times, probably suited in this particular field with a little bit of leg speed about Fontaine. I was quite keen that this horse would be winning Leith with just a tick of improvement.
Yeah, she's been going really good races. Obviously, Dusty Road, if he was in this field, he'd probably run favourite this week. So, look, I think she's really hard fit as well. Taylor Mitchell takes a kilo off, it's a big plus. So, she likes sort of Ruakaka as well, so I think she's definitely a winning chance.
Absolutely. Isn't the stable flying too? Ralph Manning's team going super at the moment. And yeah, on what was seen from Fontaine, back to Ruakaka where, you know, she has raced really well in the past. I give her a good solid chance.
Well, let's hear from Colin Murray, both him and Sean Ritchie with a 2-pronged attack.
Yeah, very happy with him, with the both of them actually. Maharajan's court is still coming through, you know, being a European stay on the whole lot. He's still not quite used to the winter down here. Nurius, you know, like he should sprint well fresh, but Maharajan, we kind of had to overtrain him a bit, so he'll be hitting the line good and we'll be happy with him.
Yeah, no, he's come up well. He looks great. He's just going up for a hit out.
What can you sort of aim for this spring?
Yeah, well, sort of on the plans this probably the Counties Cup, and then go from there.
It was a very cold morning at Cambridge on Wednesday. That was -2 degrees. It was actually a bit colder than when it was down south in Christchurch, to be fair, which Matt will maybe just attest to how cold it's been down there. Oz with Seamus, horse who did beat home Fontaine. They met at the same weights. It was a couple of starts back, and I thought there was enough in that last start run. You get to Ace Lawson Carroll's got a good association with this horse, and yeah, as Bevan said, great strike rate, 7 from 17. So Seamus on top for me as a 1,400 metre horse. There's a few stayers resuming here, Leith.
Yeah, certainly is. A few of these stays are just going to have a nice pipe opener. Look, I'm Fontaine. I think she's hard fit. Taylor Mitchell takes a kilo off, so she gets down to that perfect weight of 55 kilos. And look, it's an even field, but I think she's due a win this week.
Probably weighted well in the right gate. Taylor Mitchell for Ralph Manning, who really got the bookies in the last on the program out of Te Rapa last time. So I'm with Fontaine. I've got a really close eye on Nereus. Whatever it does, fresh up, expect better. But I'm not saying it's completely out of it, Nereus. Can actually run a pretty sharp sort of race fresh over a short trip.
8 race card there from Ruakaka on Saturday, and if you're liking one or if you're liking a couple across the day, we will give you the odds surge with tab.co.nz. Maximum bet $100, T's and C's apply, of course, but looking forward to that. The first out of Ruakaka on Saturday at 25 minutes to 1. Okay, race trackers, Leith, you're going to start us away. What have you found?
Look, it was a really good trial the other day before Te Rapa, man. Look, all these horses are sort of in looking at those better races, the Fox's Plate and the Tarzino, but Sacred Satano, he's come back as a five-year-old entire now, and I think he's the one they all have to beat next week in the Foxbridge. He was hard fit. I know it was a first trial of the day. It was hard on the inside there. Mustang Valley's come back really good, and Sharp and Smart's he's travelling on the inside, so there's a bit to take out of this trial, but I think Sacred Satano next week, Foxbridge Plate.
I'll take you to Woodville on Sunday, and it'll lead into New Plymouth this Saturday. This is Tissay. For Alan Sherrick. Sat back last, came to the outside, pretty green. Senior rider goes on the quick back up. They've already had a play with this horse. It's $2.70 into $2.30 and probably likely to back up and win again.
Okay, I'm going to take you to the amateur race on the middle day of the Grand National Festival of Racing. Have a look at the horse coming down the outside here in the Tiako colours. This is Star in the Sky. In a race where of the top 6 and running, 4 of those have finished in the top 6. Star in the Sky's come from worst in midfield, hits the line well, quickest 800, 600, 200 of the race, second quickest last 400. It is an amateur race and not the strongest field, so maybe you just got to be a little bit wary, but she was the one that I found this week, Matt.
I'm going to take you racing on Friday night, harness racing at Addington. Have a look at the horse drawn the inside here. The Better Deal is his name. Pretty green in the score up. Lost himself vital positioning at the start of the race. Now, Mark Purdon jumps in the sulky on Friday night. Same barrier draw. Have a look at him running on just in behind. He runs right up in behind them late. He's a big horse who takes a little bit of time to rev up. I think he'll be a really sharp improver come Friday. And off gate 1, with Mark Purdon on board, I think he's a really strong chance. Here's a summary of the race trackers. Sacred Satono for Leith, to save for Bevan, Star in the Sky there for Aidan for the Tiaka team, and we go harness racing on Friday with the Better Deal out of Addington. Bevan Sweeney, we're off to the Naki Interprovincial Day on Saturday.
Yeah, pack your gumboots. That's what the Met Service will tell you. Rain today, showers Friday, and rain's supposed to set in early morning, and the wind's supposed to get up. It's supposed to be pretty unpleasant through the weekend there in New Plymouth. It's already heavy 10, Matt, so you'll have to be fit as a fiddle to be winning there on Saturday.
Okay, the ITM Interprovincial is the feature race on the program. Of course, all of the horses will wear the colours from around the country, and who knows, the $4.20 favourite after a 4-length victory at its most recent start. Tobias looking to continue on its winning way at $6. Ragamuffin 7, drop of something at 8, and Espresso to go for the Ken Harrison stable at $9.50. Does look a loose enough market. Let's start away with the first video to have a look at here, Leith, and it is Who Knows winning at Hastings.
Yeah, this is a massive win, Matt. Look, this season, the horse's last 3 runs have been huge. Before this, she won a maiden race by 8.5 lengths. So what we don't see here is this horse made a searching run from the sort of 1,200 metres, and she was so strong to the line. I think the best thing about this week, she's going to get for a heavy track. She's had a bit of a freshen up, and certainly in this race with Lily Sullivan on, last year's champion apprentice, gets down to 54 kilos. She looks like the one they all have to beat.
From a wide barrier draw, no real concern there as 1-2 of the last 3. Just seems to be getting better and better. And like you say, there was a lot to like about what had gone on before the images that we see. Yeah, Who Knows is a contender for Niall Quinn, whose team's going really nicely, Bevan.
Really nice horse. A couple of concerns coming back from the staying trip to the 1,600 metres. Whether these track conditions suit, if they get really, really deep, not 100% sure, but a nice horse indeed for Noel Quinn, and deserves to be well in the market, especially with that weight. And I think that draw, as the boys have mentioned, will become more of an influence as we get deeper into the program there at New Plymouth. Tobias what a turnaround this horse has produced this season. Now he's coming out of a rating 84 mile, coming back to a 75 with a 4 kilo claim with Alia winner aboard this horse last time, down to the 57. Just looks perfectly suited. He's gone bang, bang, bang. And I love the course record here. I love the fact that it's handled some pretty heavy track conditions, and I love its nature, this preparation lead. Pins the ears back, does not sit down, got to be a major player.
Yeah, it's another one. He's going to get on the speed as well. Look, obviously at Hawke's Bay here, he only had 50 kilos. Look, it was only a bob of the head, but like you said, he's putting his head down. He's looks one of those real tough sort of heavy winter gallopers, and he's bound to be hard to beat this week. Just to pull up in the weights to 57, he only had 50 kilos last time, but look, he's going for 4 in a row as well.
Isn't it that type of race? So a lot of horses who have just really found form coming into this. You know, we've got Drop of Something, Gaza. All these horses have put together multiple wins in recent starts as well. I want to have a look at this horse going back into the white handicap, and this is Espresso to Go. Had been running around in rating 65 company, then got up to an open handicap where it just produced a really good performance. You know, there's some okay horses in here. Blackwood Star had won the Parliamentary leading into this. Hacksaw Ridge, who finishes further back. JJ Rayner thought enough of this performance to go on to contest a Winter Cup. So I thought Espresso to Go was excellent, and on this performance I thought it had to be really hard to beat, Leith.
Yeah, one really easy. Jim Chung, look, he had a really good season last year. He's down to 2 kilos now, and look, he's really riding well. Gives every horse a good chance as well. So, look, back to a mile, going to suit it as well, and the heavy track. Yeah, definitely a top 3 play.
Just not sure if a rating 64 horse winning an open handicap at Trentham is just showing a lack of really good winter track horses at the present moment. Or the fact that this is just a great training performance from Ken Harrison, who has that knack of producing them at big odds. But you can't take away what visually that race said to you, that the horse is going really well. Good field this year, really good field, the interprovincial, Matt.
Yeah, certainly is, Bevan. Well, let's hear what Ken Harrison has to say about Espresso to Go.
Just the way he went at Wellington, I think the 1600 might suit him with a bit of rain there that's predicted. Jimmy on him again. He knows him pretty well now, so yeah, he'll get him with a reasonable weight, I think, if the two top weights stay in there. But yeah, I think he's with a chance.
Well, I'm going to be with the Taranaki, which hurts because I'm a butcher apron boy all the way through in the Whanganui, represented by Katie Nix, who is a chance in the race. But look, winning form's great form, tough little horse. It'll be deep there on Saturday, trained locally, great record at the track. Just weight, as Leith mentioned, a bit of a concern, but I'll just go to bias with that little bit of toughness, a little bit of age on its side to be taking out this year's interprovincial.
Yeah, I'm going for Who Knows. I think this horse has got a bit of class about her. 5-year-old mare by Redwood. Look, at Grandam was Cinderbella, won a Group 1 race with Karen Zinnemann back in the day, and I think this horse shows a little bit of that class as well. So Liddy Sullivan on, 54 kilos, right draw. She'll end up in the right part of the track down the outside.
I'll be a bit contrary and go against you boys, but isn't it great to see Bevan Sweeney embracing Taranaki and MPC champions, of course, defending their title this year. So, yeah, we'll wish him all the best as well. Actually, Ken Harrison, when I spoke to him on Wednesday morning, said he is a Taranaki boy. He'd love to be in those colours as well. But these days, I've been in the Waikato for about 20 years now, Matt, so I'm going with Espresso to Go, wearing the Waikato colours, and I thought very good in the white handicap last time out.
All right, nice work, Aidan. Well, let's stick with New Plymouth and we'll take you to the other feature on the program. It is the New Plymouth Building Supplies 1400 Islington Lass, $3.30. Well, how far can she go? Where's the ceiling for the Alan Sharrock mare? Is it a Livermole on the cards? Is an Arrowfield stud plate on the cards? Market saying she's hard to beat on Saturday. Street Gossip, obviously a talented horse as well, both from the Alan Sharrock stable. Charger Bar $4.40 and Tabby Course at $7. Street Gossip, the first of two pretty handy horses for the Sharrock barn.
Yeah, obviously this horse was bought by James McDonald's mother, Diane, and look, it was having its first start for Alan. Carried 59 kilos in this race and won pretty easily. It's a very big jump in class this week, but I know, look, what it done here, it got through the heavy tracker ride as well, and it was, look, Lisa was very soft on her to the line as well.
Big step up. I think that's a relevant factor. I did put in a phone call to Alan, and he preferred Street Gossip on this occasion over Islington Lass at the weights and what he has planned going forward for Islington Lass. So there's obviously a stitch of improvement in Islington Lass, which you would expect with what is on the agenda there. So he preferred Street Gossip. Big step up in class, but it was a good performance on the wet track there, first time in New Zealand. And I do see this horse ending up in some decent sort of sprints as we get into the summer, Aidan. I think that's what it's been brought back to New Zealand for, and you'd have to be happy with what you saw fresh up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're getting the claim of Rihan Goiram down to 50 kilograms, which, you know, that's going to be a feather, especially when you're getting through a testing New Plymouth track. However, Islington Lass does have quality. Good you've made that call for us, Bevan, too, because you'd certainly really heed what Alan's got to say towards this. But Islington Lass, a winner of what, is it 6 from 10 and has done everything right the whole way through. Was a Rangatiki Gold Cup winner last preparation, and yeah, I just really like her. Respect around what Alan's saying, but like down to 54 kilograms for a mare of this quality, I thought she'd be hard to beat.
Yeah, it's great to see Alan putting on these apprentices as well, and Emma Waddell, daughter of Jonathan and Tarina, and look, I just have a little bit of a career about Islington Lass on that heavy 10 track as well. So, look, I think Street Gossip's the one on my ticket this week for sure.
Just watch this horse. Whatever it does fresh, expect it to improve markedly. Alan's a master of getting to the bay at the right moment in the right particular race. And look, that was probably her most, not I was going to say worst or disappointing performance, because she still won, but there was moments in that race at Trenton where you thought she wasn't going to get there, and then she just pulled out that little bit more. It takes a good horse to do that, and going forward, she is going to be a real force in the spring, I think, Islington Lass, Matt.
Well, she's currently $16 if you want to back her in the futures market for both the Arrowfield and, of course, the Livermore. Well, Chris Wood lines up Can He Rock, a horse who was pretty competitive at a decent enough level through the staying races last year. And here's what he had to say when Aidan spoke to him midweek.
I'd like to get the New Zealand Cup eventually, and I'm sure he get the 2 miles like he did last year strongly. And there's plenty on the cards, good stake money here in New Zealand, and he's ready to shape up.
What about this weekend? What can you expect of him?
He'll be running home nice. I'm going to put a claimer on him, and he'll be running home nice. But I can't see him really troubling the winner, but he will run a cheeky race.
50 kilos are key. 50 of the kilos are the key. Street Gossiping does jump and run, so Rian can actually pick a spot in the track to come to, so he won't be held down towards the inside. So I think that puts it on top. I'll be keeping a close eye on Charger Bar with a bit of weight relief in the right race, coming off a couple of good performances as well.
Yeah, I'm on Street Gossip as well. I think, like you said, Rahan Goram, the 50 kilos a big plus. He's a little bit nervous riding for Alan. He's had one winner and he's had a couple of sort of rev-ups as well. But I think this is a horse where it's going to pounce on the speed. It'll be super fit this week, and I think she'll be going very close to winning.
What a pleasant young bloke he is. Rihan had a chance to sit down and have a chat with him yesterday, and isn't he riding well? He's got real confidence about him. I think he can be a really good, exciting jockey for us in years to come. Yeah, I agree with you boys. Street Gossip, Charger Bar, both very hard to beat, but I've gone with Islington Lass. She's 3 from 3 fresh, and I just wondered, like as Bevan said, at times she's looked beaten, but she finds a way of winning, and wouldn't it be a great result for Anne Riddell to kick off her apprenticeship?
Certainly will, Aidan. Looking forward to it, and obviously that time of year where we see those 3 and 4 kilo claimers right to the fore. And Rian will keep the ride, so we'll stick with the theme of him. He rides Just Ask Me in race number 5. It is the running of the Makita 1800, $1.95 the favourite, Belladonna Lily, the ultra consistent Belladonna Lily at $6.50, and then we're down to horses like Sacred Pearl at $8. Let's kick things off here, Leith, with Just Ask Me. Still looks a fair bit of life in the old legs.
Yeah, certainly is, and he was a little bit unlucky here as well. Just took a while to get out with the 56.5 kilos to stay, and look, I know he gets down to that 58 kilos this week, and look, if he's going to win a race, I don't think he's going to have better chance than this Saturday at New Plymouth. Look, he's 1,800 metres. Look, it lacks a little bit of form this race as well. You got horses in there on a 67, 68, so he's well found at the handicap with the 4 kilo claim on his back as well.
Price too short for me, and my reason why is he's not really an apprentice's horse. Just Ask Me. He can up stumps early on a young apprentice, as we saw 3 starts ago. In fact, we've seen it through his whole career. So Rian will have to be right on his game, because if he becomes detached, it's going to be very difficult to pick up a couple of these down on a lighter weight, albeit he did put up one of the best performances I've seen in the winter in last season's Opuniki Cup, where he came from the clouds. They are trying to sign him off in a little bit of glory, because he's just been a wonderful, wonderful campaigner for Alan Sherrick. $1.95, I'm not quite so sure. He is the top selection in the race, getting in at 58 kilos, and I'd love to see him. I'm not going to say he's going out a winner, because he may have other runs, but yeah, it'd be great to see him win again at home.
I'm sure Alan's got in mind from a Livermore Classic. We remember how well he went in that a couple of years ago as well. But on the face of what he did in the Winter Cup, he's got to be a contender. He's down to 58 kilograms after the claim. Yeah, I hear what you're saying about not being an apprentice's horse, but boy, in this quality of field, he's just beautifully placed. So, yeah, has to be hard to beat. Turn the page and have a look at Belladonna Lily, who's placed in 3 of her last 4, including this last start third at Harweda. And a pretty handy performance. Getting us in on 52 kilograms, but again, is 6 kilograms enough against Just Ask Me? Going okay though, Leith?
Yeah, she's going okay. Big test. Look, I think the 1800 metres is going to help her. Look, she was strong to the line. She's super fit. But I certainly can't go past Just Ask Me. She was home track horse, Robbie Patterson's. Look, she's probably a horse that'll play in the top 2 or 3, but I can't have her on my top ticket for sure.
A little bit surprised that Belladonna Lily isn't actually in the interprovincial herself. She went well enough behind Drop of Something, clearly. And the one thing with Belladonna Lily is that she finds trouble, like Leith Innes on a Saturday night. Look, she can run into brick wall after brick wall, and then she'll get chopped out of things and, you know, find trouble stopped in her tracks. She's getting in at the right weight at 52 kilos. Don't look at me like that, Leith. 52 kilos. And look, she's got the ability. I'm not sure she can beat Just Ask Me, though.
Yeah, where do we respond to this? Obviously,
Saturday night, I'm going to Eden Park. What's wrong with that? Is that going out? I suppose it is.
Well, my earpiece has gone funny. Can't hear what you're saying.
Maybe Robbie Patterson thinks he can win with the Ragamuffin in the interprovincial and doesn't need to go that way. Anyhow, let's just sum it up. I'm with Just Ask Me, but we'll leave that into selection time. All
right, one bloke who's got a lot more maturity than a lot of us is Ken Harrison, and he trains King Khan.
Yeah, no, he's been going pretty good. Cup amateur races, and it's his first time in open grade, but I think he can take a step up, I think, especially if there's a bit of moisture around.
With Just Ask Me to get the job done on Saturday, I just hope he jumps and put himself close enough. If he's close enough, he's clearly good enough to be winning this, and probably runs through 95% of the multis on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm happy. I reckon the $1.95 is great money, and look, if he does win, I might go out on Saturday night for a bit longer. But look, I think Alan's set him for this race. He's got the claim, 58 kilos, and I just can't find anything else to beat him.
I'm picking whether he wins or not. You're going out on Saturday night, but anyhow, I'm going with him as well, Matt.
Are they like this to you every week?
No, it just seems to be a one-off, I reckon, Matt. I'm not too sure, but I don't know what I've done wrong, but yeah, I'm going to be All Blacks, so, you know.
Fair enough.
You might as well start and come as well.
Almost
50. I've got a free ticket for you, Matt.
Happy days. Yeah. Well, I may as well stay then. You two boys are out. Okay, bonus back, 2nd, 3rd or 4th on offer there at New Plymouth on Saturday, along with those enhanced odds up at Ruakaka. Up to $50, 2nd, 3rd and 4th races, 1 through 4 there from New Plymouth. And the first of the day on trackside will be underway at 12:15. Racing out of Caulfield on Saturday, the running rail out 9 metres as some of the better horses start to step out over there. And we have the PB Lawrence Stakes. Pericles, the favourite at $3, looks beautifully placed under the 59 kilos, $5 pinstripes. And then we're down to the Kiwi in Agon. Leith, Pericles, 2nd in the Donny and behind Celestial Legend, has to be good form.
Yeah, great form, isn't it? He only had 54.5 in this race in the Doncaster, but look, he's had 2 trials back. They haven't done too much on him. The first one he's run 4th, and then he ran 2nd a couple of weeks ago, and he's a grouse big horse, isn't he? And I think the Caulfield track, where they're probably going to go a little bit hard in this race as well. He looks like about 3 or 4. Buffalo River. He might just sit probably midfield, and I can see him winning this race for sure on Saturday.
He's high class, isn't he? He ran second to Mr. Brightside in the Futurity Stakes last preparation as well. Ended his preparation on a high, as Leith said, a couple of trials leading in, and he was really good at the beginning of his preparation last spring as well. He was able to win a couple of races, so yeah, I was sitting on the same page there around Pericles as well. Let's have a look at Agon from last year. This was a massive performance in this race last year. Came from the back, probably just about his performance of the year, except for maybe his second placing in behind La Creek in the Otaki Wait for Age, but he makes up very, very good ground late. Pinstripe good in running second this day, but it's typical of Andrew Forsman and going back into the Murray Baker days. They're prepared to roll the dice, aren't they, Lee?
Yeah, they certainly are. I know when he flew out, the bad news of Legato sort of got pulled out of a Tarzino. So, look, he ran third last year. He goes really good fresh Agon. Look, he's had a nice quiet trial at Te Rapa, so look, I know Andrew's really happy how he's going, and look, he has won at that Corfu track before as well.
Yeah, one thing, we just want to see him go really well. Of course, there's a horse that I think you've won a Group 1 on too, isn't he, Leith? Anyhow, I'm going to go with Pericles on top, really hoping that Agon does fly, and we're wishing Jason Tarn all the best as well with his horse Munamek. Yeah,
good even field, good race to sort of kick these better horses off, and yeah, I just think Pericles look, got beaten to Doncaster by CSL Legend, who only had 50.5 kilos. He had 54.5. Look, I think he's one they all have to beat.
225, that first coming in from Caulfield, and the first 4 races from both there and Rose Hill on Saturday. Second, third or fourth bonus back up to $50. Great way to start your day. And we look forward to the Kiwis in action in the PB Lawrence Stakes.
Dictation down to the last. Hold your breath, punters. He's over it this time, Dictation. He cleared it well. He's out by 5 lengths. Running on then is Murphy from Mr. Fabulous. But Dictation wins it by 5 lengths.
Lux Libertas, hey baby, Lux Libertas out wide with the angle in his favour. The favourite delivers. Lux Libertas got up.
Antissa gave them the go-by with 100 metres to go. From Super Gold, fighting on like Deadly Pony, but the favourite, too big, too strong, and another winner for Bellado. I'm pretty good at breaking down hard, but picking up the pieces is the hard part.
Well, no pressure coming towards this week's best bets. We'll get to those very shortly, but we want to have a look at one multi, a big collect, a $25 job. Leith, this wasn't you, was it?
Certainly wasn't me, Matt. Probably one of the guys sitting in Wellington or Hamilton, maybe.
Yeah, the first 2 legs a tricky one, so the last leg would have been a nice enough ride, and you can do that yourself, tab.co.nz for all of that information. All right, Leith, what have you got for us as the best this week?
I found it pretty hard this week, Matt, but I think the Cambridge Stud Breeders' Stakes, I really think Whiskey and Roses is a top horse. You see it there, had his ears pricked, and Barrier 1 this week. It's meeting horses that have had, you know, the hard fit, a couple of them, I'm all in, but I know Vinny really rates this horse, and I think you can get the $5 on the odds surge, so I think it's a good way to play this week.
I think Alan Sherrick will win a handful on Saturday. Bella Timing comes into this as a fit horse, second to Throwvella last time, pretty quick horse on wet track conditions. The only big danger I see is the Entertainer, who's fresh up and was over for the last preparation. I was real surprised they offered $3 in race number 2. I think Alan can go back-to-back races 1 and 2.
I found this a really hard week. I've gone to Oamaru on Friday and gone with Ryla, whose last start second was really good. It was on the poly, but made up very good ground against the pattern of that race with exceptional sectionals. Just how this horse can carry that form onto a turf at Oamaru, I'm not too sure, but yeah, Ryla for me.
And I'm going to take you to Addington, and a horse who's been flying is La Kelsa for Robbie Close and Regan Todd. There's a Stonewall stud runner in there who's currently the favourite and has been backed, but she's relatively inexperienced. Her name Adored Dreamer, and I don't think it'll hunt out the gate as well as La Kelsa. So at $2.80, I think La Kelsa is the best there from Addington. Ryla for Aidan on Friday out of Oamaru. La Kelsa at Addington. Bella Timing for Bevan. Whiskey and Roses there for Leith, and we look forward to the Cambridge Stud Northern Breeders' Stakes. Thank you, Leith. Thank you, Aidan. Thank you, Bevan. And thank you at home for watching. That has been this week's The Form.